So chapter 47 of Dragon Ball Super came out today, and I just want to talk about it real quick with you guys. It was a really interesting chapter overall, and a lot of interesting things happened in it. So let's get right to it. So in the beginning, we see that Goku and Vegeta are still recovering in the Elder Namek's house or place, and we also see them being told that the Super Namekian warrior that they were hoping to beat Moro was killed, and they go on saying that Moro has grown even more powerful than when he fought Goku and Vegeta, which is displayed also by how young he looks now and compared to how old and frail he looked when he was originally fighting them. So it's good that we have a confirmation of that Moro is stronger than when he originally faced Goku and Vegeta. And then we also find out that Moro is still looking for all 7 Namekian Dragon Balls, but then Goku saw and realized that Goku and Vegeta have in their possession the 1-star Namekian Dragon Ball, so they can rest easy knowing that Moro will have to find the 1-star Dragon Ball, which is with them. So they know that Moro can't have his wish granted just yet, and they would have to face Moro at least one more time. So that's a good thing, because Goku and Vegeta, we see in this chapter, has still not fully recovered, or actually they haven't recovered much at all from their last fight with Moro. We also there was a panel that Goku stated that he still can't use instant transmission. I mean that's really bad news for us, you know, like that means Goku doesn't have enough energy to use instant transmission still. This is also further supported in the end of the chapter when Goku and Vegeta were powering up when Moro was coming, and they didn't even turn Super Saiyan or anything. That means they're really strapped for energy. But moving back before that, we then see Moro and I think his name, the minion Cranberry. We see them raiding another Namekian village, and then we see that Moro was able to detect where the Namekian Dragon Balls is. He's able to sense where the Namekian Dragon Ball is, and this is very interesting. There are a couple of possibilities to why Moro would be able to detect the Namekian Dragon Balls. I think the first possibility is just because of magic. He could have had a magic spell or something like that works kind of like a radar so he can sense where the Dragon Balls is. But I don't think this is the case, because Toyotaro really put an emphasis on how Moro was able to detect the Dragon Ball's locations. So it could mean something else. I think a good theory or a good speculation could say that maybe Moro has some sort of a connection with the Dragon Balls. And something that came to my mind when I first saw this was that we still haven't seen or met the person who originally created the Super Dragon Balls. You know, the large Dragon Balls that are like planet-sized Dragon Balls. And considering Moro's very huge reputation, it seems Moro had a very evil reputation around, since even the Kais were aware of him. So it could be that Moro was the one who created the Super Dragon Balls, or it could also be that Moro had some sort of link with the Dragon Balls, or the the dragons themselves that are in the Dragon Balls, like Super Shenron or Porunga. So I can't wait to find out what the thing is with Moro, and why he's able to detect the Dragon Balls from far away. And then we also see, after that we cut back to Earth real quick to see Dende, Piccolo, and Mr. Popo sensing that there's trouble in Planet Namek, which is very good. But I don't think Piccolo's gonna show up at Namek again like last time in the Frieza saga. So I think that's just a little throwback to see the Namekians we know and love. So then we cut back to Moro, and then he got another Dragon Ball, and then we see him in his ship with 6 Dragon Balls. So he's collected all other 6 Dragon Balls by now, and he just needs to find the 1-star Dragon Ball, which is in Goku and Vegeta's possession. So then we cut back to Goku and Vegeta, and we see that the Elder Kai and another Namekian there made new clothes for them. So, and that, I think that's really cool. That's a bit like a couple of panels of kind of showcasing that the Namekians are very good at making clothes. Maybe also a throwback to how Piccolo can create clothes out of nothing with his quote-unquote clothes beam, you know. So I think that's quite fun. But then Vegeta and Goku finally sensed that Moro was approaching their way, and they get really, really nervous. They didn't know what to do. And there's this very interesting scene, I think, when they were getting dressed and getting ready to face Moro for the second time, that Vegeta asked the elder Namekian that what the Namekians think of him, because he used to, a long time ago in the past, he went to Namek and slaughtered like a bunch of Namekians, and he still feels responsible, I guess, for that terrible event, and he's asking if the Namekians hold a grudge on Vegeta. And we find out that the Namekians are a peaceful race, and that they do not believe in holding grudges, so they don't really hold a grudge against Vegeta, and they just want to move on with peace and prosperity for their people. So I think that's a really cool scene. I think Vegeta can finally move on from feeling guilty to what he did to the Namekians in the past, so he can move on. And then after that, we see that Goku and Vegeta went outside, and as they're preparing to face Moro, as I said before, they power up, and they can't even turn Super Saiyan. They just stay in base form. And there's this nice page where you see them even struggling to power up, and then they look at each other, and Goku winks at Vegeta, and Vegeta looks nervous too. You can see, I think Toyotaro does really well on these 2 panels, that Goku and Vegeta knows that they are screwed. They both know that this is a losing battle. They are actually, like, most likely killing themselves going to fight Moro. Oh, I also almost forgot to say that another interesting scene was that Vegeta clearly states to Goku that restoring the Namekian planet was top priority if one of them were to survive. So I think that's really good, showcasing Vegeta's character growth from how he now cares of the repercussions of his actions in compared to the past. So we see Goku and Vegeta flying to Moro, and then they get intercepted by the Galactic Space Patrol, and then we see Maris, who is the #1 Galactic Space Patroller, kind of finesse Moro for a little bit, and then he traps Moro in this like little, I guess, galactic alien net gun. So he netted Moro for a while, which traps him for a little bit. And then we see that Maris brought along Jacko and Boo, and his plan is to get Boo to start. Oh, and he's revealed that Boo, the Galactic Patrol did something to Boo to make him remember or access the memories of the Supreme Lord, the Great Lord of Lords. So now Boo has the memory of the Grand Kai, I think. And this is really interesting because Boo wakes up and he faces Moro, and he says he remembers Moro, and Boo is speaking in this like very serious tone, which we don't see Boo do a lot anymore these days. And Boo starts saying, listen, I remember you, and you're not gonna mess around with me anymore. And then Moro starts going ballistic. He starts powering up, breaking out of the net, and he starts trying to attack Boo. But then Boo also powers up and he starts attacking Moro. And I think it surprised me, and I think it's gonna surprise a lot of people that Boo actually put up a very, very good fight against Moro. In fact, in an even better fight than Goku and Vegeta against Moro. Not to mention that Vegeta did mention earlier in this chapter that Moro is more powerful than before compared to when Goku and Vegeta faced him. So that's very interesting. I think Toyotaro did a really good job displaying what made Boo very, very terrifying in Dragon Ball Z, which is that he can regenerate at any, you can put, Moro displays in this chapter that he puts his hand through Boo, and that didn't do nothing to Boo, and that's only the beginning of kind of the power set that Boo has. If Boo really wanted to, I think Boo could have absorbed Moro, like how Super Boo did Ultimate Gohan, Gotenks, and Piccolo. So I'm really interested to see what route Boo takes and what Boo is going to do, because how Boo is going to fight and progress against Moro, because throughout this fight Boo doesn't seem to be stressing at all. We even see Moro use the same attack, like huge ki blast kind of looking thing, or I guess it's magic though, that he used against Goku and Vegeta, and he threw it at Boo, and Boo just kicked it out of his way, and he starts punching Moro again. And Vegeta makes this astute observation about Boo and tells to Goku that Boo's energy has not dropped at all. So, and he suspects that Moro's energy absorption does not work at Boo. So this is really interesting because I think Moro's power base is magic, and since Babidi was the one who revived Majin Buu, I think Boo probably has a lot of resistance against magic. So this is Boo's power set is like the perfect counter, or at least right now we're seeing he is the perfect counter to Moro's abilities. And the chapter ends with Boo laughing at Moro, kind of being all smug, and Moro is very confused and very, very alarmed that he is losing to this pink blob, so, and that's where the chapter ends. And this was a really, really good chapter. I mean, everything was everything was interesting. Like, the story progressed really well. Something unexpected happened, which is Boo fought Moro, and Boo interestingly resistant to Moro's abilities. And also we get to finally see that Goku and Vegeta is, they've lost enough energy to not be able to go to Super Saiyan. And the last time we've seen Goku not being able to go to Super Saiyan was probably before he got the form, you know? It's like before Frieza saga, or early parts of the Frieza saga. So I'm really loving where Toyotaro is taking this arc. This is a really good chapter, and when Dragon Ball Super the anime comes back, I cannot wait to see this animated. So yeah, that was Dragon Ball Super chapter 47. Thanks for listening on my thoughts on it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like these kind of things, and see you next time.